Standing at the base of an unavoidable obstacle creates a specific type of paralysis. Looking upward, you realize the terrain is indifferent to your survival, yet you are required to climb it. This landscape drives the opening line, "I will lift up my eyes to the hills." To an ancient traveler, these heights represented theaters of ambush and exposure, territory where bandits and the elements held every advantage over the person on the path. At the foot of those hills, human capacity hits a hard limit. It forces the question that drives the rest of the journey: from whence comes my help? When your own resources are insufficient for the incline, you must look for security elsewhere. This journey begins in a state of exhaustion. It acknowledges that the traveler cannot secure the path forward using only their own strength. The text provides an immediate answer in verse 2. "My help comes from the Lord, who made heaven and earth." The author shifts the focus from the localized threat of the steep terrain to a cosmic perspective, looking past the hills to the power that brought them into existence. This hierarchy places the traveler within the environment, but places the environment within the hands of its creator. The hills are formidable, but finite. The maker of heaven and earth operates on a scale rendering earthly threats secondary. This change in perspective reorders the traveler's fear. The architect of reality makes the once looming hills appear insignificant. Security is found by identifying a protective force that outscales the obstacle. From the wide lens of the cosmos, the text zooms in to the physical mechanics of the track. Verse 3 promises, "He will not allow your foot to be moved." On a mountain pass, disaster usually starts small. It is a failure of friction, a single boot slipping on loose stone near a precipice. This is protection at the granular level. The text describes a defense that governs the physics of each individual step, ensuring the traveler remains anchored to the path. Divine defense works across two scales simultaneously. It holds the universe together while securing the literal ground beneath a single person's feet. Even with stable footing, the traveler eventually reaches a biological breaking point. Human survival requires sleep. Verses 3 and 4 address this vulnerability directly, stating that the keeper of Israel shall neither slumber nor sleep. While the traveler must eventually drop their guard to rest, the guardian remains active. The text contrasts human exhaustion with a force capable of unbroken vigilance. The protection then extends to the environment itself. Verses 5 and 6 describe the Lord as a shade, guarding the traveler from the sun by day and the moon by night. This chart uses a device called a merism, pairing extremes like day and night to represent the cycle of time. It acts as a constant environmental shield, moving with the traveler through every hour, leaving no gaps where a threat could slip through. The text has now accounted for every human weakness: gravity, biology, time, and the elements, constructing an impregnable defense. The focus now moves from the physical climb to a metaphysical reality. Verse 7 says, "The Lord shall preserve you from all evil. He shall preserve your soul." The physical struggle of the climb serves as a map for a deeper preservation, the survival of the human identity. The journey through the hills becomes a metaphor for the life of the person within. In this context, all evil refers to internal and spiritual threats, the type of harm that physical shade or stable ground cannot block. This protection ensures that the soul arrives at its destination intact, regardless of what happens to the body during the climb. The final stage of the progression appears in verse 8, the preservation of your going out and your coming in, forevermore. This ancient idiom for going out and coming in covers the entirety of a person's daily existence and all their future endeavors, stretching into infinity. The person who began the trek paralyzed by the scale of the hills finds their journey transformed. The anxiety of the ascent is replaced by a state of eternal peace, secured by the maker of reality.